Welcome to The Clopen Effect, a retail podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us today. I'm your host, Meredith.
And I'm your host, Cass.
Let's have some fun.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Well, we'll just say James is here.
James is here.
And I said, go ahead and get comfortable. And he was acting like he was going to sit in his
Take his
skivvies.
pants off. Not that comfortable, James.
Good morning, everybody.
Happy Friday.
So it's actually our Monday morning.
Which is weird.
It's so weird. Oh, my gosh.
I did a lot this weekend. I got very intoxicated. In the neighborhood.
I
Nice
actually
and close
did
to
not.
home.
So I went out to Michigan to run a race and meet some friends. It was so nice. I mean, it was almost too fast, though, because it was like I had to work on Friday. I stopped at some stores in Michigan and then ran the race on Saturday. And we went out to dinner on Friday night. And it was a very fancy steakhouse.
You
and
had
of
that
course,
light-up menu. That was
yes,
nice.
we had this light-up menu, which was super great because I'm refusing to wear glasses.
Yeah.
So it was so great. And you could just pick the menu and everything. And they were really nice. And they said that the chef had like an off the menu pasta with veggies for those that didn't eat meat. I'm like, perfect. You know, so he's like red sauce, white sauce, whatever. I chose everything. And then as soon as we were done, I'm like, man, I feel really, really full. That pasta gave me heartburn, swollen feet. I was like,
God.
am I going to be able to run? Like, I actually woke up Saturday morning. I looked at Steve. I'm like, I don't even know if I'm going to want to run today in this heat. Like, I did not feel good.
That's
so
terrible.
it's probably because I'm just not used to, number one, going to an expensive place.
Yeah.
And number two, like all the rich food that there
Yeah.
was. Like the salad was great. The pasta was great. The roll was great, even though Steve ate most of mine. I had my roll sitting next to me and I took a piece off of it and I had it. And I'm like, yeah, I'll probably finish that in a minute. I was getting pretty full. So I'm like, all of a sudden I look over, he's holding my roll. You going to finish this? I'm like, well, no, now that you touched it. So the waiter
like something
or
I
whatever
would
that was helping us, he walked over and he's like, hey, I packed you a couple more. I saw that yours got stolen. It was great. But then the race went good. It was hot. Oh my gosh.
I thought that was probably one of our cooler days over the weekend, too.
It was, well, okay, so you had to run through some of the trails, which was nice. There was a lot of shade, but then you get on the road on the blacktop
Yeah.
and it was warm.
That's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was warm. I think I saw the ambulance 3 or 4 times
Oh.
with people that maybe had some heat.
Overheated.
Yeah, overheat or heat
Overheated.
stroke or I don't know. One had a mask on, so maybe she was still just getting over something and who knows, but I was just happy to be outside running. There were some
Yeah.
hills there too, but it was nice. And then we drove home and it was uneventful, so.
Yeah.
What about you?
I just got drunk all weekend. What about you, James?
Funeral, then drunk.
Yeah. I feel like that's the only way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry to hear about your friend.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was a rough one, but
Yeah.
Just so everybody knows, when I die, don't cry. Just get a keg and
Get a
get together.
We'll get one from Kishwaukee Brewery.
There
We're
you
like,
go.
we've always wanted to try your
There
kegs.
you
Let's
go.
do it. Hopefully not
keg.
too soon.
No.
So I hear that you have some stories for us.
James.
Oh, yeah.
James is a class clown that at the place we used to work.
Oh,
We've always had
man.
fun. I've always had fun hanging
How long
out
have
with
you worked there?
9 years in August.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so I've known you 9 years then. So James is the one that
Yeah.
showed me how to use a box cutter properly.
But was it properly?
Right through the shirt.
Through my kidney. He was like, just do a crisscross on the box. It'll make it flat. I'm like, oh, perfect. Crisscross right into my side. I still wear that shirt. No, I'm just kidding. I don't. It's a work shirt.
For the memories.
Oh, my gosh. Every time I wore that shirt, people were like, hey, you got to cut. I'm like, I know. It's a reminder not to work next to James with my box cutter. No.
It's a reminder to stay safe.
You're the one that taught me never cut towards yourself, cut towards your friend. Yeah.
You don't get hurt that way.
I never
I didn't
heard
listen
you say
on that day.
That's funny.
I did not listen on that day. I cut towards myself, and that was it. I probably could have had stitches, but I took one for my own team.
Stop it, really?
Oh, yeah, I still have a scar. It was a good one.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
a good one. It was an inch or
Did you
two.
just put some tape on it?
That
or
was a
what?
brand new box cutter. I'm like, I'll be fine. It was like almost closing. I'm like, meh, we're good. I got home and like, oh, yeah, I definitely duct taped it up.
Oh, my God. Like, I can't fill out an accident report on my first day. Oh, that's funny. Tell me about the bad potatoes.
We are like so ready. We've been trying to plan this forever.
I've heard this story before, but it always makes
it
me
started
laugh.
out as a 1-part. Now it's a 2-parter. into a partial 3-parter. So imagine about 2:30 in the morning, working produce, and there's a lady, like no one around, not a person in the store. You're like, okay, well, I'll just pass some gas. So you do.
Isn't that what we all do?
That's what I do.
Over there, crop dusting the whole produce department.
The whole produce. You do your business, and all of a sudden you look up, and there's a lady just beelining you right at you. And about 10 steps away, you're like, oh, there's a bad potato. Pick up a 5-pound bag of potatoes, and she's like, oh, my God, there is. So now I'm trying not to spit all over the place, laughing. And I'm walking away with this 5-pound bag of potato, and I was like, I'll be right back. She goes, no, go ahead.
She's like, man, it really fucking stinks over here.
Yeah,
I think it was more than one potato.
It was the whole bag.
Do you think that she thought it was a potato or that she thought you did it?
I didn't care. I was laughing.
I love that
I feel like I
story.
would know the difference between like
I don't
someone passing
know.
gas and a bad potato.
Because,
Although they do
sometimes
smell pretty bad.
Sometimes
I mean, they truly
at the
do.
store, they have those big wheels of Parmesan cheese.
Yeah.
And they smell
yeah.
like vomit. And I'm like, who threw up over here? I'm like, oh, it's they're cutting the Parmesan cheese.
Oh, that's true.
yeah.
That's very true.
So I don't know if I would know. Mm-hmm. I've smelled some bad stuff in that, the hole in the wall, we called it, the dumpster.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I was a part of that, too.
Yeah. Is that you fart
Yeah.
over there a lot so no one would notice?
Oh, I didn't care if they noticed.
Better out than in.
So now that was part 1. So part 2, dairy department where I work.
Oh, dairy department too. That gets stinky.
Yeah, inside. So me and another guy, we'll call him Corey. We're sitting there and we're stocking, and you got the flour lady at the other end getting her flowers
yeah.
out of the
Yeah.
cooler and all that. So I'm like, hey, can you go out and grab that milk? It's on its side. It's laying over. It's just a half gallon. So he proceeds to go out there. Next thing you know, he grabs it, comes back in, and he is covered in milk.
Oh no.
It was open. So
Oh
when he
my
grabbed
God.
Oh no.
So I'm telling him the potato story as I'm letting loose of everything. So we're at this end of the cooler, and flour lady's down there, and instead of going out that door, she decides to walk through the whole cooler.
Oh
And
my
I'm just
God.
passing gas the whole time.
She's just like, what
And
the
she comes,
hell?
and you kind of see her expression, and she's I'm like, oh, that's some spoiled milk. Look at him. He's just covered head to toe in milk.
I can't believe he was covered in milk
Oh
like
my
that.
God.
Oh, yeah, it was bad.
Was someone loosen the cap on it or it busted open?
Don't know. I just found it hilarious and a reason to express my feelings
Fart
about
everywhere.
It was a good getaway.
It's always farts.
Oh god.
Always farts.
With me, yeah.
We had someone
Oh,
that
God.
worked in the frozen area, and every time I would maybe step into the freezer to grab something, she'd be like, "Nope. Hold on a second." She'd be waving her arms.
The freezer was a good place to fart because it would like freeze it right away
Yeah,
and it wouldn't
stale
Yeah,
out
I
and
feel-
be there
yeah,
for an
I feel
hour.
like it would
wouldn't
be, like,
stay
quick.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't stick around for long.
No, it did.
Only when you were doing it.
Yeah.
Sick.
So I've met this lady. So this is kind of part 3 to that story.
Mm-hmm.
So I've met this lady. She's marrying my buddy's younger brother, from the funeral I went to.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
So I've met her 3 times now. And so I'm over there, with the mom and everything. And she goes out and gets us all breakfast first thing in the morning and brings it back. And I'm standing in the garage, and she comes over just looking at me. Oh, your breakfast is here. So I'm just looking at her, and I'm going, I made room. I'm hungry now. So, yeah, we're friends on Facebook now.
Oh, God.
That was a good time.
Why are you just farting everywhere?
Why do you think you're so gassy? Is that just the food you eat?
lactose,
Oh
everything.
yeah.
I can't
yeah.
give up milk and cookies,
Yeah.
pizza, stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
Bud Light?
no, don't drink it. They give you fizzles.
Oh.
That's when you fart and you wonder if you pooped.
The fizzles.
The fizzles.
I thought that was a shart.
No, it didn't come out.
Oh, you just think.
Yeah, you think
Just
you did.
think.
It's like, is there a little bit of
Sounded
bubbly
wet.
wetness?
My God. Have you ever had that happen to you at
What,
the
shit
store?
my pants?
No. Well, I mean, have you
Yeah.
ever farted and like someone walked up and you're like, oh, great.
No, I was usually pretty careful about it. Like, I would make sure I wasn't in an enclosed space. Like, that reminds me, one Snapchat I did, because we shared that office up front. We all shared the office up front. and it was getting waxed. The floor was getting waxed. So everything got moved out, and there was this big round circle from where the chair was always sat, you know? And I Snapchatted it. I go, look at that floor. That's from James always in here farting.
Stripping the wax.
So, no, I would go, like, walk through fashions.
Oh, yeah.
You know, just like, do.
Go kill
Right
those
through
gals
fashion.
over there.
Nice.
Let it sink into the clothes. That's why you're supposed to wash them before you wear them. They've
Yes,
been farted on a
absolutely.
lot.
Yeah, they have.
I love when you walk up to someone and they just act like they didn't fart and you know that they did. And you're trying
Well,
to ask
you
them a
know.
question and not embarrass them in case they're like, oh my God, she's
You, like,
walking
walk
up towards
like, what the fuck is that smell over here? And they're just look at you with these big fucking like doe eyes, like, please don't tell anybody that I farted.
Yeah, I just smile at them.
I remember walking up to someone, they were stocking like cereal or something. They kind of like walked towards me, like with the box
To
or whatever,
get-
almost like blocking like
Yeah,
what they did.
to get you
hey,
away
can I
from
help
it.
you? What's going on? And I'm like, no, I just need to get something over here. Well, let me get it for you. Then I like, when not paying attention, I start walking that way. I'm like, oh, I get it. I'm just going to stand at the end of the aisle real quick and you can bring it to me. You right.
Was it me?
No, no.
No, you would let us just walk right through it and then laugh.
I absolutely would go in the back room and like think no one was around, and someone's always watching, right? They always
Yeah.
said that someone's always watching. So we had like the bays back there
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you could go and pull like product off a cart if it was like out of
Back
stock or
stock.
back
Yeah,
stock. Yeah.
yeah.
And I remember going back there and I'm like, I'm just going to let one go real quick. And all of a sudden I turn around, someone's standing right there. I'm like, really?
Oh, God.
Do you have to walk back here at this time?
Why are farts so funny?
They're so funny.
I always laugh at farts.
No, well, there's also another one. You know, sorry, Meredith. So me and a team leader were up in that front office that we talk about.
Yeah.
You know me, I just let it loose.
Let it
and
go.
So to get me back, this other team leader came in and not just did it, but wafted at me. So I'm like, okay, time for a cigarette break. So I get up, shut the door, and they're like, well, what are you doing? I'm like, well, Meredith's on her way up here. So I shut the door and I left it in there. And I think 10 minutes later, I was back and you came in and you're like, it smells like butt in here. And I was like, yes, it does. 2 butts. To be
Yeah.
exact.
That was the office I had to fucking share with everybody. It was the farting place.
I know. Even though we didn't work in the front, everyone would go into your
Yes.
office. Yeah, you
Yes.
led the front, but we would come hang
Always.
out. It was a great office to hang out in. And
Great
clearly to
office
fart
fart
in.
in.
I see all those TikToks now of people like cupping it and then throwing it at people as they're walking past in the
Ew.
office, and they just kind of look at them. I'm like, that's
Sick.
amazing.
It's called a snack pack.
Yeah.
Ew.
Cup it and wrap their face around.
I liked it better when my office was in the back, when I was in the loss prevention department.
Yeah,
'Cause
you're
then
by
nobody
yourself.
would come in
Yeah.
back there.
And it was
I could
locked,
fart
right?
freely if I wanted to.
They'd have
Yeah.
to knock to come in because it'd be locked,
Yeah,
right? 'Cause
which
it's
brings me
where
to
all the
another
cameras-
story. The day I get to work and there's a bird in my office.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Yes.
And James had to get it out.
With a fish net from the scooping the fish out.
Every once in a while we would have birds in there. It was
Yeah.
such a big building.
It's like they'd get in. I was just talking about that the other day too, because it was like if they were in there for long enough, then the store would call the sharpshooter guy. He would have to come in with like his little
Yeah,
BB
pellet
gun and get rid of the birds.
Close
Yeah,
the
I
store
know.
down, kick everybody out.
I feel
Yeah.
so bad.
And I understand why. I mean, I know they don't do that at Menards or Home Depot because there's really no food there.
Yeah.
But for us, it was all food. And they always seem to hang
Clothes.
out on the food side.
Yeah.
And clothes, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
But more definitely the food. You don't want them
Could you
pooping on
imagine
the
being
produce.
a bird living in a store like that? Like free fruit, all the fruit you want.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I would do.
Go shit on somebody's shirt.
Except I'd probably go hang out in the bakery,
Yeah. Yeah.
munching on a cookie.
Nice.
I'm a bird. I can eat what I want.
I
So-
think that bird probably got in the back dock doors.
Yeah.
That's probably where
Oh,
it
yeah.
came from.
Every once in a while, we'd always have.
But it was like a 45-minute fiasco.
Oh, yeah.
Of you and that other kid that could barely see was trying to catch a bird.
Oh, gosh.
James was like, you put me in here with a fucking blind guy.
I can feel the flutters. He's to the left. He's to the left.
Your other left.
Actually, I stopped in the store the other day. I saw you. That was Friday or something or whatever day it was.
Yeah, I think so.
Saturday. And I had the kid at the counter was helping me. And I talked to you for a minute, whatever. And I said, yeah, James is going to be on my podcast. Ask him where you can listen to it at. I said, and tell him to tell you about the story of the bird in the office. And then I was like, oh, yeah, and the bad potatoes.
Oh my gosh.
He's a young kid that was up there. He was 19.
He was a greeter?
No, he was at the counter working.
Oh, yeah.
He works.
Tell me all about the different positions you've had at that place.
That place.
At that place.
That place. Yeah.
That
I
place.
started out stocker. Started running grocery.
Yeah.
Third shift, lines leader.
Oh God, yeah, I forgot you did third shift.
Were you
for a long
hired
time.
in as a lead?
No.
Because
You hired me.
Oh yeah, but
Forgot.
I'm sorry that I didn't hire you as a lead. But at the other place that you worked, were you a lead there, a manager there?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I was a zone manager, just under salary.
So
when I
why
left
did
there.
you leave there to come over?
Me and the wife now we're thinking about doing other things, get married and stuff.
Oh
so I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I went driving cross country for 2 years. So.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because you're not really supposed to date your coworkers.
Well, no, when I worked there, like my ex-girlfriend that still works there with her.
Oh God.
No, leave on
You just
good.
had a big old love triangle, huh?
You leave on good terms with people. Then,
Of course,
so
yeah.
We're still friendly. I talk to her, and she
Yeah.
comes into where I work now. So
Yeah. Okay.
so, and it was just, when I dated her and I was the zone manager, like she knew work is work, outside of work is outside of work.
Yeah.
Like if she was going to be written up, I would like to be there too, to show that I'm not favoritism. all that.
Sure,
So
of course.
That was just me. So,
Yeah.
So-
Okay, so you came in as stocker
Yeah.
and then third shift.
well, stocker, grocery, third shift lines leader, and then when you left, I took over your assistant lines because I
Okay.
just had the kid, and
Oh yeah.
because she was just about a year old, and I've only seen her about 2 months.
Yeah. How
No.
old is she now?
6.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's getting big.
Wow, that's
and
awesome.
she's just like me. Loves to fart. Tells
Oh,
everyone like she goes
stop
over,
it.
So
farts on
cute.
mom, and comes over, gives me a high five.
She's been doing that
Poor
forever
mom.
too.
Oh, yeah.
I remember you coming in like I trained her well.
Yes.
Your wife sounds patient.
Yeah.
It was well. My thinking, I'm a hillbilly. I don't care. Like you buy a pellet gun or a shotgun. I got a girl. You get a shotgun.
Yeah.
Or I teach her how to fart. Keep all the boys away.
So
Or
do
they
both.
And then after assistant line, I went back to the grocery back room as a team leader, and then after that, went to meat department to cut meat.
How
First
did
time
you like third shift?
I did third shift at the other place, Walmart,
Yeah.
for I don't know 8 years or so.
Wow. It didn't bother you then.
No, but
Yeah.
it did once I had the kid and wasn't
Yeah.
able to see her. So
Yeah, that makes a big
yeah,
difference.
she's
Okay.
pretty cool. She still likes me for now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she will.
You got a couple more years.
Yeah,
for sure.
14 or
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. Very good.
I'll get in my fun times now. So
Yeah.
And how long have you been in the meat department?
almost 2 years.
Wow.
I was gonna say, yeah, I think you went there before I even left.
Yeah, I think October will be 2 years.
Yeah.
And you're a meat cutter?
Yeah, meat cutter.
Mm.
First time in 30 years, something new.
Yeah. I know you talked about it when I saw you a couple years ago.
And they
so
trained you for that and everything? Yeah.
They have their own training program.
The supervisor actually trained me.
Oh, okay. Very good.
So it's not that hard.
It's a pretty busy meat department.
I don't think I could do that job.
That's fun.
Oh.
You got to work out every day. Some of the boxes are like 100 pounds. So
Wow, that's good. So, can you talk about cuts? Because I know nothing about them, even though we do meat resets.
Oh no, I
And
have to look at the UPCs to match them up.
I don't like. Can you do like from top to bottom, like what a cut is on a cow? I guess
Yeah.
start there because I know nothing about it, and plus I don't really buy it. I buy roasts that look good that we put in the
Yeah.
crock pot for the guys. That's about it.
like tenderloin being the best.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. Like,
ribeye.
what's your number one seller, or what do people like? Like, what would you throw on a grill? You probably know all this, but I
Ribeye.
don't.
I eat
Yeah.
ribeyes on the grill. That's about it.
I'm a ribeye guy.
Yeah.
But if you ever get a chance, check out the Chuck Center Eyes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, they look like little fillets, right? Kind
They're
of.
actually like poor man ribeyes. They're called.
Okay.
'Cause
Okay.
Where it's attached to the chuck roll, it's ribeye chuck roll.
Okay.
So they leave a little bit on, and it's still ribeye,
Okay.
and it's $10 less a pound.
Right. Right.
Wow.
So my wife doesn't allow me to buy ribeyes anymore, so I buy these.
And
Yeah.
then they're good.
Oh yeah, they're delicious.
Yeah. Okay.
Cook them the same way and everything. So
I think like porterhouse is a waste of money.
And where is that on the?
like
On the
towards the
cow.
ribs.
Towards the ribs. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's got the New York strip and the filet on it.
Okay.
But I feel like they're usually cut so thin. I mean, I know you can ask for them to get, but then they get expensive real quick. But I'm not a fan of New York strip because it's kind of tough. Mm-hmm. And the filet is good, but it usually gets overcooked because you're cooking the New York strip on it with it. So I'd rather just either buy filet or buy ribeye. Which ribeye is prime rib.
What's the most popular one at a fancy restaurant? Like I know my friend Nick got a pretty nice size, but I don't know what it was. I don't know what he ordered. Like what would be like
you ever heard of Delmonico? Like if you've gone to a restaurant, that's the Chuck Center ice.
Oh, really?
So you're paying big money for this, and it's really only like $7 a pound.
I was gonna say, yeah.
So like a ribeye would be like really expensive at a restaurant.
Ribeyes or fillets.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And then like some people they overcharge for Delmonicos, and
I've never heard of that before. I'll
I never
have to look
heard
it
of
up.
that either.
Well, next time you're in, you'll see it. They actually changed the name on the sign there. So.
Yeah. I'm going to shop better for the guys.
out.
I just don't know what I'm buying. I never did
grill
though.
a lot,
Even
so.
when I eat meat, even when I ate meat 10 years ago or so, I didn't know what to buy. I was just like, well, this piece looks good.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to turn out tough, what's good on the grill. I can't be the only one out there like this, but I don't know.
Well, I was
Which I'm so happy you're here because I have so many questions.
Like you were talking about the meat resets. I was just doing those and I'm like, what the hell even is this?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like you, I'll buy a roast or I'll buy steaks, ribeyes usually. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much it.
Like when we
I
were
don't
doing
really
the
buy
reset
any
or
other
when I
beef.
go and look at the meat department, there's 3 or 4 pieces that are called something different. They all look the same to me.
Like eye around.
Maybe they're, maybe they have like the bone,
Right.
so it's like it'll be that or it'll be what I don't even know. I'm terrible at.
Unless
I don't know.
Unless it's top sirloin.
Yeah.
Like
Sirloin,
one
yeah.
piece is you get the fillets, you get the
Right.
petites,
Yeah.
and then there's a piece that's on top that we call the cap steaks. We
Yeah.
call them the
Yes.
steaks as well.
Okay.
See, I don't know how to cook any of those.
How would you
that?
cook a cap steak?
Just same way you would cook any other steak. But you just got to remember they're a lot smaller than most of the bigger cuts.
Okay.
So you got to cook it quick.
Yeah.
Hot and quick.
So
Get it
when
off
you
there.
say cap steak, is it like actually rounded on top? I'm thinking like a mushroom, like a mushroom cap.
Nice. It's
Nice.
actually,
It says nice. Like I know nothing.
it's a top sirloin strip steak. It's called.
Okay.
But for us in the back room, we call them cap steaks.
Yeah, you
Like-
guys have your own lingo back there of what
if
everything
you-
is.
like when people come in to do the shopping for other people,
Yeah.
they're like, "What is this? I don't see this." Because
Yeah.
when you go online and look at it and order it, it's called a cap steak, but you'll never see that on the label.
Oh, right, right.
So that's that strip steak, top sirloin strip steak.
Okay.
So how many different cuts are there? Like I mean, I guess a normal day
50?
for you, like let's just say you had to fill your whole case. How many cuts are you doing?
Well, probably about 15, I'd say. 15
Oh,
or
okay,
20
okay.
tops.
I said 50.
I thought I thought you were gonna say 50,
we don't
which
get
is
the
why
whole, we don't get the whole cow back. there,
No,
so.
right.
So that makes me feel even dumber that there's only 15 and I don't know the difference between them.
No, there's more. We just don't process them.
Oh,
Right.
okay, okay.
We only
Some
get what
come
we're
in.
allowed to
Yeah.
have.
Sure,
So,
sure.
So what, you get like a whole side ribeye and then you cut that into roast? Because those have been on sale lately, I've noticed at the store.
yeah, it's like everything's out of a box. Like each box contains maybe 3 or 4 pieces in each one.
Yeah.
And then you
And
cut
then you
those
cut
down
'em
to
up.
steaks or
Okay.
roast or.
Yeah.
That's
I
pretty
feel like
much-
they're trying to get rid of the meat cutters. Like I noticed there's a lot more pork and beef that are coming in vacuum sealed, already packaged.
Well, I don't know if you
I don't
guys
know.
seen. I think Algonquin got their meat department taken out.
Oh, really?
Really? So it just ships already cut.
And the thing we were doing wrong this whole time is like using our numbers in back as compared to the numbers in front to show them that we're selling more out of the front.
Right.
Yeah.
So now we're
Right.
back on the process of where we're supposed to be to where we can keep the meat department.
Are you the
Yeah.
only meat cutter?
No, there's 3 plus 1 apprentice now.
Okay. I just feel like serious meat eaters are not going to buy something that's vacuum sealed. They want to know that someone was back there cutting it, the
Yeah.
freshness.
Yeah.
Or they want to be
It's
able to walk
weird.
up and say, hey, you know what? I really like this piece, but can you do it a little thicker for me? And you
Yeah.
could go back there and cut it
Yeah.
for them.
Yes.
Specialty, I would hate to hear that that's something that's going away in
Well,
stores.
they're pushing that plant-based stuff.
Yeah.
We're terrible, aren't we? Us plant-based
You'll
people.
be ready for it when shit hits the fan.
You know what? They're
you're used to
pushing
eating it.
plant-based, but there is not people that are going to go
You know,
plant-based. And I'm fine with that. I don't push it.
Yeah.
It's just for myself.
Right.
I don't look at someone else and say, "Oh, I can't believe you're eating meat."
Yeah.
I'm just not like that.
I
there
feel
are
like
others
the
like that, though.
plant-based area got
It's
bigger,
getting bigger.
but then it shrunk again. Like they took some stuff
Some
out.
companies either have it or they don't.
Yeah.
Can I say that Buona? I cannot say it. It's one of those words I can't say. Is it Buona beef? Or
Buena beef,
Buena
yeah.
beef. Am
Buena
I saying
beef.
that right? I always have to think about it. They have a vegan,
Oh, really?
and they even have it at the new store that's by us,
Yeah.
like the new restaurant that's
Yeah.
by us, and it's very good. It's a little grainy, but
Yeah.
they did it right.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's other companies that if you just don't know, this,
Yeah.
there's a couple.
Well, I think about a McDonald's burger. Like, how much is it really meat?
yeah,
It's more plant-based or horse.
Yeah.
soy or horse.
Yeah. Who even knows?
They did test that a few years ago, right? And wasn't there like
I think it was the pink goo is what you're thinking about.
Stop. Ew.
No, they actually don't do it at McDonald's anymore.
So my mom,
that was the chicken nuggets or something
no,
too?
it was in all the
No.
burgers.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
my mom has delivered. You know, she drives truck, and
Yeah.
she's delivered to like McDonald's warehouse. And she said it was the worst smell she has ever smelled in her whole life,
Really?
and she's never eaten. She was never
was James
a big,
with her?
Yeah. She's never a big McDonald's person in the first place, but I don't think she's ever eaten it since then.
Really?
Yeah, it was that bad. It was like a processing plant, and she said,
I don't,
sick.
I don't care what they could show me at Taco Bell. I will never stop eating
I
bean
know.
burritos or Taco Bell.
I'm happy they brought back that the pizza.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys seen. I put the save the date. It's coming back.
Stop it.
I didn't
Wasn't
see-
it like Doja Cat or something got him to bring it back?
Oh,
Doja
I don't know.
Cat?
I just know I put a save the date. I think it's today or sometime this week. It comes back.
Yes.
Jason will be happy down in Florida.
Yes.
He's been wanting them back for a while.
I don't care that. It's just one of those companies where I'm like, I will fully support. I don't
Yeah.
care what you show me. Your stuff comes in a 5-gallon bucket. That's all right as long as it's warm. I freaking love Taco Bell. I haven't been to McDonald's in a long time unless I absolutely need a coffee and it's the only restaurant around, but that's about
Yeah.
it. Maybe a hash brown.
Ooh, hash browns are good at
Okay.
at
Are
McDonald's.
they truly potatoes, stinky potatoes,
Probably
or what?
not. Who knows?
Hopefully not the ones I tainted.
I mean, they come in frozen, like those frozen patties you could buy at the store.
Yeah.
You know, they just deep fry them, whatever.
Yeah, I should do
As
that.
long as they change their oil.
Sometimes I'm just in the mood for like a greasy hash
Yeah.
brown.
I could have used that yesterday. I was like crawling yesterday.
Sounds like maybe you both could have.
yeah, that was terrible.
What is your number one seller, and which one is just kind of there just in case, or how many specialties? Anything. Just tell me all about it.
I'm not sure if there's really a number one.
Yeah.
I mean, I can go through paperwork, but I'm not that guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just go back, cut stuff, but probably the ribeye.
Okay.
Probably one of the main ones.
Yeah.
Like right now, T-Bone's Porter's on sale, and it's like,
Yeah.
you know, they want us to cut everything like an inch or whatever, but you get the one guy, you know, after you've done your stuff, and I need 2-inch. thick.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
So
me.
now, not only do you have to cut that, but now you got to cut the rest of this whole loin
Right. Right.
to make up for that one piece that he wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, can we talk about that? I was wondering about that. Like, if one customer comes in and says, "Hey, I need this," you're not going to tell them no. You're going to cut it because that's a
depends.
sale, or okay, it does depend.
Depends.
Well, no, it depends. Am I getting ready to go home?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because once you cut, then you got to finish cutting the rest of the piece.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't just
Um,
wrap it and throw it back in the back. So.
Right.
Right. Okay.
So we talked about porterhouse being New York and filet. What is a T-bone?
Same thing. It comes off the same piece. It's
Oh.
just a smaller piece of the tenderloin.
And it actually has
Okay.
a T bone in it,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay, that's how you
Yes.
can tell.
Yes.
But there's other pieces that have the T in there, right?
right, that's porterhouse.
Yeah, porterhouse and T-bone.
Okay, just the
Yeah.
two. All right.
Yeah.
See, now I'm thinking I saw like 3 or 4 when we were doing meat resets. I'm like, I don't know what this is. But you know what? Maybe the meat cutters or those that were
Well,
wrapping labeled them wrong.
They do
Because they would be like, that's
yeah.
a T-bone. I'm like, but it says, something else.
Yeah.
It says quad bone or something else. I was
Says
always-
ribs.
It says ribs on here. Are you sure this is right? Yeah, that's right. Just put it over there.
Do you
Okay.
guys do like regular and then thin cut? Like they do at the store I work at, thin cut.
We used to, but they
Yeah.
kind of got away from the thin cut. Unless
Yeah.
somebody asked for it,
Right.
we'll do it.
yeah.
What's more important in the morning, filling the glass case that customers walk up to, or filling the cases,
Shelves.
the
Oh, when
self-serve,
like-
I guess, cases?
Like I open 2 days a week. I open the case, and that's the first thing you do.
is the
Yeah.
glass.
As soon as you walk in, you get that ready.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you're ready to go.
You guys got like sausages and all sorts of shit in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You don't make the sausages, right?
No, those
They
come in frozen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like your guys' store ground. So like you take all your trimmings, you guys grind them up.
75-25.
Yeah, and then make packages of that. Because otherwise, when you buy 80-20, 90-10, whatever, those come in already packaged. You guys just label them, throw them on the shelf, right?
No, most of them are already labeled.
Oh, you don't even have to do that.
But now, like they took away burger for a while for us to do it, and now they've gone back to it to where we're doing the 90, not the 90-10s, but the 85-15s, the 80-20, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You make that in-house?
Well, they come in tubes.
Yeah.
Oh,
just
okay.
throw it
And
in
you
the
just throw it in the
grinder.
grinder and mix it? Okay.
Yeah.
Except for the 75-25, that's what we do.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
like,
From our trimming.
yeah, that's the best.
Yeah.
Because then you get all that good stuff.
And if you
good
were there
stuff.
when one of our old coworkers were there, it was more like a 90-10.
Yeah.
He didn't like trimming up everything to make stew meat out of
No,
it. You
yeah.
just throw it in there, and it's like, okay, we got 800 pounds of this. What are we gonna do with this?
Holy cow. So what's
Throw
the
it on
best
an
to
end cap,
make
I'll come in
out
and
of
buy
that?
it.
Yeah. What's the best to make out of that mix? Like burgers, tacos,
Burgers.
anything?
Yeah.
Burgers.
Yeah.
Okay. Grilling burgers,
Yeah.
or they're
More
pretty
fat.
greasy, or
Yeah.
more fat. Okay, so which
Yeah.
means more taste, right?
Right.
I've heard. Okay,
That's what I say.
Fat
Yeah.
is
Okay.
flavor.
Yeah.
I wonder if everyone's hungry already on a Friday morning
know.
that's
it's
listening.
making
They're
me
like,
hungry. I want some burgers.
how many people are going to
now.
grill out or go for a burger tonight? That's
I want
what I
some
want to
burgers
know.
and wings and pizza.
So, what's the most challenging, or the easiest that you have at the job?
Just making sure everything's ready. Like we open at 9, I'm usually done by 8:30, so it's ready to go, and that's just the biggest part. Just making
Yeah.
everything just ready when you're ready to open.
I would like to mention that James makes everything look easy. So even if it was hard, you'd be like, no problem. I
Yeah,
got this. Like
got
it's
it.
always done. Always. You know, some people just have it or they don't. You have
Well,
it,
a lot of people
you know?
complain about shit. And James, I never
You
really
just
heard
roll it off
complain
your
about
Just
shit.
back.
don't care.
Yeah. I wish I had more of that. I care about everything.
I do too.
It goes
I'm like,
right to the
Jesus, this is
brain, to my
ridiculous.
soul, and then I'm all depressed for a week because of one customer.
You get a
know?
stomach ache.
Yeah.
Like 30 years.
I got to go
so
stock potatoes because a customer made me upset. I got to blow some farts real quick.
I don't need an excuse.
How many years have you been in retail?
Almost 30.
Wow, gosh.
Next year it'll be 30 years.
That's sick.
So you started when you were 9?
I'm 48. So, no, I started when I was like 14.
Doing what?
Bagging groceries, getting carts, stuff like that.
yeah. That's where they usually start.
You're the best kind of people, the ones that start there.
Yeah.
I feel like,
'Cause then you
and then
don't
work your
forget.
way up. Yeah.
It's
I
like
think
I told my kid once, you're of age, you're going to do 1 year in retail, so you know not how to treat people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
I feel like everyone should do. I don't
Yeah.
care who they are,
I
who
do
they
too,
are,
yeah.
how much school they have, where they've been. I feel like even 6 months, but a year. I like a year.
Yeah.
Go work in retail for 1 year. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter where. Fashions, health and beauty, pharmacy, meat,
service desk.
service desk.
Service stuff.
Hang out at the service desk for a year and
Oh,
just
God.
I think everyone would be kinder. I feel like, or everyone else would get angry
Yeah.
because of what happens to you in that year. But
yeah. I don't know. I was just reading a post that said, I've had a group of, 15, 16-year-olds tip me $10 on a $25 tab. And then I have a group of, 45 to 50-year-olds tip me $1 on a $20 tab.
yeah,
I always
even
look at
more.
what 20% is, and then I throw a couple more bucks
Yeah, I do
down.
too. I do too.
Yeah.
But that's because I've learned from you.
Yeah.
Not because I've ever worked
I
in food
overtip.
service.
Yes, me too.
I'm an
That's a bad
overtipper.
habit.
Oh,
Yeah,
my mom
especially if
growing
they're
up-
kind.
My
Yeah.
mom growing up was a bartender my whole life, so
You know
you
too.
lived on tips.
Yeah.
Yep. You know too. Then for sure. Have you ever bartended?
At my house.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think,
Bartending for a long time.
for a friend's wedding, we were at a bar outside, and they're like, "Hey, you can run the outside little bar," and I'm like, "That's fine,"
Yeah.
So
Beer and wine. Maybe
Uh,
some shots.
yeah, some shots.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
fun.
Had to
Very
have
fun.
shots. I wasn't get paid to do this, so
Yeah.
That's easy enough to do. That's kind of bars I worked at was just beers and shots.
Mm-hmm.
Not even wine. It was probably out of a box if you got wine there.
something to throw up when you're done. So
What does your wife do?
she works at another retail. She
Yeah.
actually runs, I guess, like the kitchen, the bath, and Like
Oh,
that
okay.
kinda
Oh, so like
area.
general merchandise
Yeah,
kind
the
of.
GM
Yeah.
side.
She's been there
Yeah.
a while, right?
Her first job, yes, and probably what 17 years maybe.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's great.
I got to do the math because I'm thinking of her age.
Yeah.
I was gonna say because
yeah.
she's younger than you.
Yeah, a little bit.
James got a young one.
Yeah, she'll be 32 this year.
I was doing the math. Did you see me counting on my fingers?
That's why I made it easier.
Well, me and Johnny have 14 years difference, so we're like that too. I like the older guys.
Do you have a favorite spot in the store that you liked that you wish you could go back to, or are you in your favorite?
I'm actually now, I think, in my favorite spot.
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
something new, and I'm actually enjoying it.
Did you find it difficult to learn like the saws and all that, or what do they call them?
So
Saw, right?
Yeah. No, I've done a lot of different work. I was a tree trimmer for a few years, so
Yeah.
I've worked with a lot of different.
Is it similar
equipment.
to tree trimming?
No.
Okay.
not for the meat we eat. That's more the plant-based diet.
yeah.
that's your stuff.
That's my
Meredith.
stuff. Do you have the lobster tank still there or no?
No, they got rid of that.
Oh, okay. All right. That's been a while, right?
Yeah, it's a couple years at
The
least.
kids always loved that though, which I thought was pretty morbid. That the kids would be like, "Oh, look."
Let's bring him home.
And that brings to another story. There's a younger kid that worked there before I went to meat department.
Yeah.
He asked, do we get rid of these lobsters every night? And we had to like talk to him as you would talk to your child and let him know, no, this is where they live.
Yeah.
Until they are purchased, they stay here.
Yeah.
So he really wanted to do away with them
Really?
every night. And it's like, okay, I'm glad you're no longer here.
Wow.
That I remember hearing about. That.
What do you mean he would want to do away with them? Like he would want to
Like he
just
would want to
kill 'em.
kill them every night.
wait,
and
why
get
though?
new ones.
I don't know.
He just
'Cause
wanted
he was
fresh
just
lobster?
Weird.
He was
Oh.
It was just a little
Interesting.
weird.
that.
How often do you work with weird people? I know
Every
we
day of my life. It's like, when you're a team leader and you walk up to the couple of people, the younger kids that work in the aisles and stuff, and you're talking to them and you just fart. You see a customer coming, you walk away, you go to the end of the aisle and you're waiting, and they're looking at them like they did it. And you're sitting at the end of the aisle flipping them off.
my God.
So you have that, and then you see one of these kids that used to work there, and you're at a different store, and he's buying a bed, and you're buying a washer. I'm like, hey, you remember those times when I would walk up and do this? Mind you, I'm farting next to him while I'm telling him this. So yeah, he remembered.
Oh my God.
My wife's yelling at me, quit farting on him. So she knew.
I don't even know if I would be able to do that. Like if I knew that milk got me all crazy, I'm pretty sure I would quit. I just don't know if I could. Of course, you don't care, so.
Yeah. I don't care.
How often do you get deliveries? Is it every day?
Yeah, every morning.
Yeah.
Every morning you get the fresh meat.
Oh yeah, you just slap it, whatever you want.
Slap
Bacon your
it.
meat.
Like I follow a lot of like TikToks. I follow a lot of different meat cutters.
Yeah.
Just kind of see what they do.
Do you have a favorite that you follow?
Not really.
No, okay.
there's like
I
four of
haven't
them.
found meat cutting TikTok yet.
No, now that we've talked
Now that
about it
we've
and our
talked
phones are
about it.
sitting here, we will.
I'll say because Saturday night I was drinking mango habanero whiskey, and guess what's been all over my Facebook today?
Yeah.
Mango habanero whiskey. Sick.
What would be considered fancy cuts?
Filet.
Tenderloin.
Oh, okay.
What's
Filet
a
mignon.
London broil?
Top round roast.
What do you do with that?
To me, either bake it, like I would stud mine with garlic all the way around it, and then
Uh-huh.
bake it.
Yeah.
Or
What does
crock pot.
stud mean? Like stick the
Poke
garlic
holes.
in it?
Shove
Oh,
it
okay,
in.
Poke
okay.
holes,
Yeah.
shove whole garlic cloves in it.
A plate.
Cass has got a picture of a cow. She's looking
Yeah,
through all the
rib,
different
short
cuts.
rib, short loin end, rump, round.
Do you cut ribs or no?
No.
No, they come in now.
Well, so like the bone-in ribeyes, if they're not on sale and we got a couple left, we'll take the bones out and use those as a beef rib.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I never seen a rolled rib roast.
Me neither.
Just a standing rib roast.
Do you feel like you've gotten better at cooking them? Just from
I
like
was
maybe
always-
customers telling you how they do it or
Well, there's a few customers that still come in now that they're like, hey, how would you do this? Like one guy actually
Oh.
came in and asked me by name to come out there to show him how to make poor man burnt ends.
Okay.
With
Okay.
a chuck
Oh,
roast.
I've seen a lot of that
Yeah.
on TikTok.
Just go on my Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you go on my Facebook, I've done it plenty of times.
Oh,
Like
interesting.
showing a lot of different ways and things I do with them because the wife let me get that $400 smoker.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
I put it to good use. So
We have a smoker as well. I love it. Sometimes it gets over 500. It's like peeling the paint off. I have to really watch it sometimes. Like it'll cook and smoke at the
Is
same
it,
time if I don't open it enough.
use like the little briquettes or whatever.
Yeah, I'll have to show you what
I
I
got the pellet
have.
feeder.
Yeah, I always have
So-
to open the sides because it just gets really way too hot. So finish looking at that because I have a quiz for you.
Oh, see, sometimes I go to that one kind of big box store over here and they have whole tenderloins
You can get that by us.
for real cheap. They'll have
Not
it for
cheap.
like $5.99 a pound.
No, I haven't seen that. But
And
there's a lot
then-
more fat on those as well. So
Yeah. They do flank steak,
yes.
and that used to be like so cheap. It would be like $3.99 a pound. Now it's like $12.99 a pound because fucking Rachel Ray made it popular.
Really?
I
Now
blame
it's on
Rachel Ray.
High demand because of her.
Yeah.
Good old 30-minute meals.
Yeah.
Never seen it.
What a bitch. She started making them, and then all of a sudden the price of it went. That and,
Skirt steak.
well, thighs, chicken thighs.
Oh, I
She
love
started
Oh,
making a shit ton of
yes.
recipes with chicken thighs. All of a sudden now they're $8.99 a pound.
Oh,
Not
my
really, but
gosh.
they
And
used to
hard
be
to find,
39
too.
cents a pound.
Jeez.
That's
Yeah,
the only
it's
ones
terrible.
I cook. So
I love chicken thighs. That's what I'll cook too. I'll marinate those bitches in some weird shit overnight and then throw them on the grill. Oh my
Yeah.
God, they're so
Do
good.
you ever Instapot them or?
I haven't Instapotted them. I'm weird with the Instapot. I like the Instapot as like pressure cooker, slow cooker for like pork.
Okay.
But like the smell hangs out in it for a long time.
yeah, it does.
Oh, really?
Right? Do you
Yeah.
agree with that?
My
Yeah.
mom gave me one a few years ago. I still haven't used it.
Yeah.
I
Ours
need
has
to.
the air fryer top on it too, but I have an air fryer, so
Yeah.
I've only used that like maybe once.
You have an air fryer at home?
I have both those actually.
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
Ninja or something like
Yeah,
that.
something
Oh my
like that.
gosh, we live
Yeah.
every day. We
I
have
love
ours
the air
on. It's
fryer.
always.
Yeah.
All right, howstuffworks.com.
Oh shit.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
This one's called Can You Pass the Butcher's Quiz?
We'll see. James, I'll need your help.
All right.
I might need your help.
Which of these is a common synonym for butchery? Conservation,
No.
spatchcocking,
Yes.
Yes.
fabrication,
No.
sous vide.
No. Spatchcock.
Spatchcock.
All right.
Spatchcock a chicken.
Wrong answer.
What?
It's fabrication, it says.
Shut
It's
up.
the art of. This could be wrong, too. This quiz could be wrong.
Fuck you. Spatchcocking.
It says fabrication is the art of cutting up a very large portion of raw meat into manageable cuts.
Well, I was thinking steel fabrication, okay?
Yes.
Not beef fabrication.
All right, which of these is not a cut of meat? Bulb, chop, loin, shank.
Bulb?
Bulb.
Bulb?
Okay, we'll go with it. Let's see what it
Never
says.
heard of a bulb.
Correct.
Okay.
Mostly just vegetables like fennel and
Yeah.
such.
Yeah.
Okay, which of these knives would not be used in meat fabrication?
Okay.
A boning knife, and they actually spelled it wrong. It's like knife, it looks like, or knife. So boning, clam, chef's palate.
I'd
think it was
say
clam.
clam. Because
All right.
I'm going to guess that's for opening
Ooh,
clams.
it's a palette.
What the
Palettes
fuck?
are used by painters. What? Did I say that wrong? Probably.
No, you didn't
Sorry.
say it wrong. I figured a clam knife used to open clams.
Like a shucker.
Right.
Right?
Bastards.
All right. The fibers of the meat are called.
the
do you-
grain.
Okay. Weft, grain, a word I can't pronounce, and they're just called fibers.
Grains.
Correct. Which of these would be made with a grinder?
Ground beef.
Loin roast, sausage,
Sausage.
chops, oso bucho.
Sausage.
Is that how you say it?
Ossobuco.
Ossobuco.
Also,
Ossobuco.
okay, you can tell
That's
I know
lamb.
nothing about me.
No,
Yeah.
it's chicken, isn't it?
Oh, no. It's lamb. It's either lamb or veal. Ossobuco.
Which one are we saying?
What was it again? You
Chops,
said it.
loin,
Sausage.
sausage. Okay.
Sausage.
All right, correct.
I'm looking up ossobuco.
sausage, hamburger, chorizo. All of these are
Oh,
made with meat grinders.
ossobuco beef shanks.
Oh,
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Who is the most vulnerable to foodborne pathogens? Young children, people with immune suppressive diseases, the elderly, or all of these, or just 1 and 2, which it doesn't give me what 1 and 2 is.
I think all of them.
All of these?
Yeah.
All of them.
All of 'em.
Correct. True or false? One way to increase meat's safe storage time is to seal it in a vacuum bag.
Yes.
I would say true as well, right? Because
Yeah.
once oxygen hits it is when
Right.
it
When it
starts
starts
to...
turning.
Or two.
This says that ossobuco is cross-cut veal shanks braised with vegetables, white wine, and broth.
Oh, wow. Fancy.
Yeah.
All right.
I've never had them,
Thanks for that.
but I've seen them.
Which of these might require a casing? Sausage, turkey, burger, spare ribs, or chicken wings?
Sausage.
Chicken wings, but it's
Sausage.
sausage. I don't know how many questions. I'm sorry. How long do portion cuts usually last in the refrigerator? Give me a number. It
I
gives me
think
like
it's
1,
like 2 days, 3
2
days,
days,
tops.
2 to 3.
Yeah,
You know
I'd
what's
say
funny?
3.
It says 1 day, 2 to 3 days, 4 to 5 days, or the weekend.
I think
You know,
it's 2 to
people
3.
shop on Friday.
to the weekend.
Wouldn't that be 2 or 3 days the
right,
weekend?
right.
How cold is the average restaurant walk-in refrigerator?
Ooh.
Gives me a whole bunch of
I
temps.
think it's like 30.
I was going to say 40, something under 40.
So it's 32 to 40.
yeah.
Right? Okay, perfect. True or false? A scimitar is used in butchery.
No.
Scimitar. What the hell
It's
is a
not.
scimitar?
I think it's used when they're done cooking and they slice down the whole thing
Oh.
like a big knife.
Wait, so it's not used in butchery?
No. I think it's
Okay.
after it was already cooked and all that to serve.
Oh, it says, although you might associate them with the Arabian Nights, it is also a knife used in fabrication. I don't know. I think they're all right. Howstuffworks.com. I don't know. What would a butcher use water or mineral oil for? Adding to beef being ground, lubricating,
Lubricating.
Lube.
lube,
Food
Lube it up.
moisturizing your hands, or preserving the meat.
Well, by us, probably moisturizing hands. No, I think food lube.
Yep, definitely.
Food lube.
A
That's like the pink stuff.
400 grit stone is coarse, fine, in between, ultrafine.
A 400. A
Why,
14.
wait, and first of all, why would you use a stone?
To sharpen your knife.
Sharpen your
Oh,
knife.
okay. I was thinking of how would you cut the meat with it. I need this
I
one to
don't-
be a little coarse and
How much
rocky
was
and
it?
chewy.
I think it's the middle
400 grit. In
Kind of like
between.
sandpaper. It was
Yeah,
Yeah,
what
that's
you
what
go
I
with.
was
400
thinking.
grain
Or
isn't
coarse.
very- yeah,
Coarse, yeah.
yeah.
Okay. How high does grit go in fine grit stones? 1,000, 2,000, 4,000, 10,000.
I was gonna say.
And would you use
1,000,
all
but
of
I don't
those on your
know.
knives? On your knife?
Oh yeah, to get
You would.
yeah,
Okay.
to get burrs out of the the knife
Okay.
itself.
Oh wow. Okay. Do we even know how high they go?
I don't.
I don't.
I
Say
know we-
2,000.
10,000.
10,000.
10,000.
Really?
Wow.
That's
Damn.
a sharp knife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That would
be
cut
like a
right
chef
through your
and-
kidney.
That would
No chance.
absolutely. I would not be here right now
With a kidney.
with a kidney. Ooh, can you imagine? It hurt enough with a brand new box cutter.
Stop.
Actually, it didn't hurt. Let me say that. It didn't hurt because the box cutter was so sharp. It was like 5 minutes later when my skin was like, "Oh wait, we're not connected
We're
anymore."
bleeding.
Yeah, we're bleeding.
Why are we bleeding?
That's why, like, when I would mess around, be like, I'm going to cut you with my nice dull knife. I want you to feel that.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. It's true. Like I would remember like nicking my fingers. I'm like, "Oh, that's a cut," and then it would like almost be a pause. Like my body would be like, "Should I bleed?" Yeah, we're gonna bleed. But if it was a dull one, it would be like, you would know you were doing it.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh, we had someone cut through their nail.
Stop.
I can't remember who it was, but I remember they were doing. We
Ew,
were
that
just
gave me
teaching them,
heebie-jeebies,
and they
yeah.
went right through, like right in the middle of their nail.
We had
That's
the
the
one
worst.
guy
Oh.
on the saw to where one of the lines leaders put that part of the finger in ice as they were going to the doctor.
Stop.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
I
now-
remember somebody cut the tip of their finger
And I-
off over there.
And now he works at a different store. Now when I go in there and say hi, I'm like, hi.
With one finger down.
So yeah, it was fun.
A lot of butchers, right? Don't they like have they're missing? Well, let me see. You
No,
got them
I'm
all?
good.
All right, you're
Got
good. You're
'em
good.
all.
Ever have any close?
Let's not
Nah,
jinx
Nah,
them.
you know
No.
what you're doing.
Well, we
so.
had cut gloves on. And
Oh,
stuff
for
like
sure,
that,
for
so.
sure. Yeah.
But I've worked with like all different kinds of saws, so it's like your safety.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
See, I think that's a problem, though, is that a lot of people get so comfortable because they've used it for so long That's when they start making mistakes.
And the saw is straight up and down, right? So you're holding on each side.
No, you're only like really on one side of the saw because it's got a.
Oh, that's
it's
how
got a
you would get
mark
cut
there.
because your hand's going
Yeah.
towards it as you're
Yes.
pushing. Okay.
Well, so the saw is this way, and you're pushing this.
Are the
way.
teeth facing you?
No.
They're
Like
facing to the right.
So you're pushing your meat this way.
What do you
from the
call
right
it?
to
A
the left.
jigsaw? Is that a jigsaw? What
No,
kind of
it's
saw is
a
this?
bandsaw.
Bandsaw. That's what it is.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hanger and porterhouse are cuts of what?
Beef.
Beef, lamb, quail, turkey.
Quail, definitely.
Beef.
You show me
Smell
a
like
quail that
beef.
big.
Which of these meats can you make a crown roast from?
Oh,
All right. That was easy. Chicken,
Pork.
lamb, pork, both 2 and 3. Oh, it says lamb and
lamb.
pork.
We don't
Yeah.
mess with lamb.
Yeah,
there,
right.
so.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Basically, it was pork.
We don't live in an area that sells a lot of lamb.
We do during Greek Easter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we couldn't keep it on the shelf long enough. So
Yeah.
I'm afraid to even ask this question
Let's
because
hear it.
Sissy probably listens.
Sissy.
What part of the pig provides ham? I'm sorry.
Sissy
Don't listen. Sissy
pig.
pig, don't listen right now.
the good
Oh,
parts.
Penelope.
What part of the pig provides ham?
shank? Do they
Belly,
have
upper
shank?
leg, chest, or back?
Upper leg.
Upper leg.
All right. I did not know. I don't know any of this. Wow. This is so
Yeah.
interesting. to
It's
me.
like they're
I'm gonna have to edit this a couple
here.
times just so I can make notes and be like, this is I'm learning. Which animal gives us brisket?
beef.
Cow.
Beef.
Beef.
Beef. Cooking
I
a
smell
steak
like beef.
to 160 degrees renders its rare, medium well done.
Well done. 160
That's what I
degrees.
would
That
say.
shit's burnt.
Yeah.
That's
If a
very
lamb
well
is
done.
slaughtered after it reaches 12 months old, it must be labeled as adult, grade B, mutton, or yearling.
Oh,
I don't
mutton.
know that.
Probably mutton.
Well,
I don't
even
know what
that
mutton is.
is.
Not-
The
not even-
cook's name for the meat of a sheep. Lamb is considered more desirable. So, okay, I don't want to talk about that. What? What part of a pig gives us pork butt? Butt. The rear end, chest, underbelly, shoulder.
Shoulder.
Shoulder, pork shoulder, butts.
Pork
Force
shoulder
meat
butt.
is most similar to crown roast, hamburger, tri-tip, prime rib.
Did you say horse meat?
Force meat. No, we're not going back to McDonald's. Force meat. A crown roast, prime rib, hamburger, tri-tip.
I don't know what
Probably
force
hamburger.
meat is. Yeah.
I've never heard of
Good
that.
guess, hamburger.
Oh,
it absolutely
okay. Forces
was.
it through the die, maybe. I don't know.
How many more
Yeah.
questions? Let's go down a little bit.
Okay.
Let's see. We're going to do like 2 more. This goes on forever. What part of the animal does the hock come from? Cheek,
Ham
shoulder,
hock.
lower leg, or back?
Lower leg.
Is it lower leg? Yeah,
Yep,
the ham
yep,
hock.
yep.
Hawks. I'm a
Yeah.
hillbilly.
It's almost like he
Yeah.
knows what he's doing. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
You put it
Yeah.
in the beans.
Put
Make
it in the
taste
beans.
delicious.
Yes.
Put
Okay.
it in the beans.
I have heard of that. Which of these is the highest grade of beef by USDA standards? Choice, commercial, prime, select.
Prime.
Yes. Very good.
Prime.
All right. One more.
Okay.
How thick does a steak have to be before it becomes a roast?
Ooh.
2, 3, 4, 5 inches.
3?
2.
Is it only 2?
before it becomes a roast?
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Chuck roasts are usually about 2
Yeah.
inches.
Amazing. Good job to both.
Okay, we studied.
I'm learning
We got most of them,
so much.
Go buy some meat.
Yeah.
I'll cut it.
Go visit James. But we're not going to tell you where he works.
Oh, they know.
Everybody knows. Just follow the farts.
There it is.
Don't you have,
Have
any
you ever
funny
had to tell
overnight
off
stories?
customers? Yeah.
Well,
stories.
at a different retail store, Walmart, if that's okay.
Walmart.
Like, they have, the Department 100s, 75s.
Yes.
Well, theirs is by color.
Accident fire.
Like, code black was weather and stuff
Oh,
like that.
okay.
Okay.
So, and when I'm a supervisor,
Yeah.
and I call out a code pink,
Yeah.
and everybody comes running over. What's a code pink? And I'm like, that's a team member being up. I didn't want to finish that sentence, but yeah, it was bad.
That's
Do
excellent.
you guys watch the TikToks where the guy goes through the store and grabs the phone and farts in it?
Yes.
Yes, I've seen
I've
that.
gotten in trouble like 6 times at Walmart for that
Like after you worked there or while you worked there?
while I worked there.
Oh my God.
So you started the whole trend. Now people are just bringing it
Yeah.
to social media.
Yeah, but I
Okay.
worked there, so these guys were customers. And
Oh my
Just
gosh.
seems like more fun as a customer.
Why does this phone taste like butt?
You need a little container of
I can taste it in my mouth.
sanitizing wipes next to that phone.
Pretty much.
I think the worst we did was play music through the phone when we were closing on Christmas Eve.
Aw.
Nobody farted through it.
Every once in a while, some young kids would pick it up and be like, "Hey, I need some helping fish." And
Oh,
you know
God.
that they didn't work there or anything.
I would hate it when they would pick up. We had those stupid red phones.
Yeah, for help, and they figured out how to call overhead. Personally, I would laugh. I think it was really funny.
Oh, yeah.
Bastards.
Enjoyed every minute of it.
Little fucking bastards. That's like those kids that were fucking around in the mart carts and were knocking over displays and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
How about this? So standing outside and smoking a cigarette and everything, and you got 4 or 5 like 15-year-old kids coming from the Wendy's. They stop right in front of you and they're like, "You know, smoking's bad for you," and never blink or nothing. You go, "You know what's worse? Talking to strangers." I've never seen 4 or 5 kids run into the store that fast in my life.
You never know.
Lesson learned.
Needless to say, they don't stop by no more.
No.
Like they ride around.
We had
now.
some good kids that would come through. We had some terrible kids that would come through. So
Oh yeah, making.
I
The,
never had any problems with kids. I
No.
don't think. No, I don't think so.
They didn't make the forts and behind the paper wall. And
Oh, remember when that was like a big trend?
stuff. Oh yeah.
They were
What would
taking
they
the
do?
paper towels and like pushing them out and making
Oh,
forts
I
behind
do
them.
remember that.
They would go and get like rugs
Rugs,
and like
TVs,
they would set all sorts of shit up back there. So annoying. What was that show with? Was it Ryan Reynolds or no? It was the other one
Where they worked
had
at the grocery store.
Yeah.
And they had the
and they
thing
had like the
upstairs.
hangout room.
Oh,
up in the
yeah,
steel
yeah.
up there.
Employee of the month.
Yep.
Employee of the month. Thank you.
Yeah.
It wasn't Ryan Reynolds. It was Dane Cook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. That was like my biggest fantasy the whole time I worked retail was
Where
like,
can I
man,
hide?
yeah.
I like when
Where
the
can
brother
I-
who's the manager walks in and he was like, "Greeter should be older." And the guy looks like he's 80. I'm like, how much older does he need to be? That's a great movie.
I love that.
I think that was on our movie.
Yeah.
Our movie episode.
That was a good movie. I like that movie.
Or like someone shoplifting, and
Oh.
20 years ago you were allowed to grab them and hold them.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm walking in the store as this is happening as the security guard, and this lady was very well endowed. So as he grabbed her to stop her and broke everything in
Her
her
titties fell out.
flailing
Oh,
everywhere,
my
and I'm just
God.
like, I didn't know what to do but stop and look.
You're like, hold on, let me help you. You just grab her titties.
You want me to get her?
Give her a good old motorboat.
What did you steal? What did you steal?
Put it back
What do you
down.
have hiding under these titties?
Yeah, I've seen some weird things. Like an older gentleman, like in his 70s or so, and he's shaking his leg, and then as you get closer, you see the poop.
Stop.
Oh yeah.
I've never
I
seen
just
it,
saw
but
that.
we've seen the evidence
Yes,
of it.
I just saw that. I know we keep talking about TikTok, but I just saw it on TikTok where this gentleman was standing by the self-checkout and
Yeah.
realized that he takes a dump right there
Yeah.
and then kicks it underneath the
yeah.
self-checkout.
Yeah.
I was like,
Sick.
what?
Yeah.
Sick.
I've seen some weird
People
I,
are
I get it.
sick.
I get if you have like an issue, but you just stand there and tell them, "Wow, I just
I
but
just saw a
maybe
TikTok,
embarrassment gets
and it
to
looked
them.
like it was at like a car dealership, and they were in like the maintenance part of
Yeah.
it, right, like the office. And so there's like a desk, facing the camera, and then there's a desk facing like the front to the left. And this guy comes walking up, and you don't even see it, but he shit, and it fell out. Well, this guy gets up from the desk and comes walking across the floor, and he slips in it. He didn't fall,
Oh,
but
my God.
he like slipped. Like, what the fuck,
oh my
Just
god,
shit on the floor.
what the shit? Yeah,
What the shit?
Try this one. 14 years old, and I work for Jewel, and they're a very union company.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and I'm cart pusher bagger, and my boss tells me I need to go in the bathroom and clean this up. So I walk in there, and somebody had stuck their underwear to the wall.
Ew.
Oh
So
my gosh.
When I come out and I tell them this shit is not in my contract, well then you need to go home. So I go home.
I would absolutely
The
do
next
the
day,
same.
I bring the union steward with me, and that lady got in trouble. I got my full day's pay reinstated because you were taking the job away from the maintenance.
Oh,
the cleanup.
wow. Yeah.
So that lady got in trouble, and I got my pay back, and I'm at Fort T going hot.
Yeah, no shit. I never worked for the union.
That they're in Dominic's. I did.
They got their
Yeah.
they got good things going for them,
Oh,
shit
my
like
gosh.
that.
what thought process goes through like, oh, I just accidentally pooped my pants. I'm gonna go stick it on.
I know. Throw them in the garbage.
Unless it was like a small child that doesn't know.
No, that
but
wasn't
we've
a
had,
child.
yeah. Oh
They were
yeah.
They were big.
They were
big
big.
whitey
Like
tighties.
mature.
Not white.
Oh my god.
Big brownie tighties.
Oh, we've had it before where like I remember in the handicap stall up at the front bathroom.
Oh, fuck.
I just see little feet in there and walking kind of around, and I'm waiting as there's other stuff. Oh my gosh, I have such a funny story that I just thought of. Anyways, and obviously the other ones are being used, but I'm seeing this little one, so I say, hey, you're walking around in there. Can I help you with anything? And they come out, and it's all over their hands.
Stop.
And they had been wiping it on the wall because there was no paper. I was like, oh my God, where's your mother? Or whatever. Where's your parent? So I got them over to the sink. I mean, he was probably 5 years old.
Oh no.
And you can't get rid of that smell. I just was like trying to put
bleach.
bleach maybe. And oh my gosh, I just remember looking at the bathroom and it was just like a little 5-year-old.
Sick.
Oh gosh, so gross.
You know what? At least it was a 5-year-old, because most of the time I'm like, this was a grown ass person doing this.
Yeah.
Or they just like bend over and shit towards the
it's the
toilet
whole
in
back
the
of it.
general direction. Yeah.
Yeah, because we used to play that game on third shift at Walmart. Like me and
You
two
would
other
shit
guys.
everywhere?
Well, no, we would walk by and see who could fart the worst, and you see the expressions like, yeah, I got him,
Yeah.
And then you see the guy that you just got, he's in the break room, and he just opens a can of beans and just starts eating them.
I was just gonna say, how do you prepare for a competition like this?
Well, 10
Drink
minutes
a half
later,
gallon of milk.
Yeah.
10 minutes later, you're going over to the family bathroom at Walmart, and you're like, what the hell? And it's like the whole back of the toilet. It's like, he goes, I barely got him down.
Wow.
And teach you to eat a can of beans like that.
So this is
Sick.
funny. I was in another state over the weekend, and I visited some of our stores that we used to work at together. And I'm like, they have to be cleaner than the ones we had, because every time I used the bathroom in the front, someone was in there and it
Shitting.
smelled and it made you have a
Shitting and
stomach
scratch and
ache
scratch
and
offs.
scratch and scratch offs. So I was done with the race. So I ran a whole bunch of miles on Saturday, and I was on my way home, and I wasn't feeling like super great. It was hot out, all that. And so we stop in because I just felt like having fruit. Like we were going to shop and I was going to use the bathroom. So I walk into the bathroom, and immediately it hits me.
Ew.
It's like poop and crotch.
Ew.
And so I was like already kind of sick to my stomach, and I'm like, okay, you can do this. You have to pee. You drank a lot of water today. So of course the only one is in between two that I don't know who the person is. And I actually start gagging loudly. Like dry heaving.
Ew.
It was so bad. And I'm like, wow, it is in every store. It wasn't
is.
just ours.
It is.
So then I immediately start thinking, what did you eat?
Yeah.
Your body is telling you it does not like it. Your body is telling you to stop having milk, James.
But it's delicious.
And if all that happens is you fart, you can
Oh
probably
my
live with that.
gosh. Yeah. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe my eyes were watering. I'm like,
Stop.
what did you eat?
That is sick.
Like, I don't even know. I will never understand.
I think a lot of people do it at the grocery stores just so it's not at their house.
Oh,
I never understood that. Like, why
yeah.
are you going to the grocery store to take a shit? Or does it just come out of nowhere?
A free toilet paper.
Well.
It has to come out of nowhere because, okay, we have a Starbucks across from ours. And when that Starbucks opened, our bathroom got busier.
Yeah.
So people would go get their Starbucks and go to start shopping and be like, oh boy, the caffeine kicked in. And then they would be in our bathroom.
I don't know. I always try to shit before I leave the house.
Yeah, I think we've all had emergencies or whatever, but it's not an everyday thing. Like I'd see the
No.
same shoes
Yeah.
in the stalls.
Those were mine.
No. No, it was the same people. Like, stop what you're doing. But, we know that people don't eat the best.
Well, if I
so.
had to poop, I would be like multiple flushes, like try
polite.
to like,
Yes, they're
Yeah.
courtesy flushes.
Yeah.
Come on.
Because it was always hot in that
How
bathroom.
can you not?
Like,
How can you sit there in your own stank? Like, do a
Especially
courtesy
when it's
flush
that
for
bad.
yourself, Who cares about anybody else around you? Do it for yourself.
why
so
do
you're
you
not-
want to smell that?
You're probably like smelling it again, and then it just comes out again smelling the same. It just gets worse every time you're filtering it through your body.
just sending it through.
You're just sending it through again.
An endless
Flush
circle.
it down so you're not smelling it. And then endless circle. Endless circle.
That is sick.
That is it.
It's
Have you
just
ever
my
had
fun.
to tell a customer off? Or are you pretty? You seem
No,
you're
no.
very professional.
There was one on third shift at a 2-day sale. Friday,
Yeah.
Saturday, 2-day sale, and he comes in on Sunday. Well, this was on sale and blah, blah, blah. So, mind you, I'm in the back of the store. The people in the front of the store are coming back to find out why someone's yelling. That's how loud this guy was.
Oh my gosh.
By the way, he didn't get that item.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
And he's like, well, I'm going to tell so-and-so. And I'm just like, well, don't forget, it's James and my last name. And don't forget, because
Yeah.
you're not going to do this anymore. So he still shops here. And he doesn't even look at me now.
No.
Yeah.
No, he knew he was wrong. And you're not going to yell at me for
Right.
your own stupidity.
So stupid. I hate people
So
entitled.
he literally will look up. If I'm there, he will turn around and leave.
Yeah.
Like go somewhere else. So
Oh, that's good.
there's, sometimes if you tell someone off nicely, politely, I mean, we've all had that one customer that was in the cart all the time.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Let's not mention names. But
Mrs. A.
Yeah,
You
Mrs.
can call
A.
her Mrs. A. We've all had to deal with her.
Like, she would yell at us, and then finally, I'm the team leader, so now I got to take care of this situation.
Yeah.
that
Right.
she's already offended 4 people, so it's
Right.
like, hey, I get it. You're in a hurry. We're trying to help you, and you're being very rude to us.
Yeah.
Well, in the Bible, it says to forgive and forget. I go, it also says do unto others as you want done to you. So that's the way I'm going to treat you from now on.
I just started telling people, you're the people Jesus warned us about. Like when they try to use Bible shit, to make their point, I say, and you are the exact person Jesus warned us about.
Evil.
You throw out the Bible and you just don't live by
Yeah,
yourself.
you know?
Jeez.
And that's how that
Shit.
conversation went with that particular person.
So when you were a leader, what was the worst thing you've ever had to write a team member up for? Like anything crazy?
Well, I actually fired someone. They were there 2 weeks.
Oh my
And
God.
in those 2 weeks, they were late every single day. So
Oh
I
my
printed out this
God.
sheet. And the only day they were on time is when the RA was clocking them in. So the very last time, and it was like, they come in.
Wait, what do you mean the RA was clocking them in? Why would they
Like
clock
their
them
first
in?
day.
The first day.
Oh,
For orientation
gotcha,
and stuff.
Okay.
You couldn't clock
Like
in.
you couldn't clock
Yeah.
in, your badge wouldn't work or
Right,
something.
right.
Okay.
So I'm sitting there talking, and I got this paper printed out showing this person, you're late every single day. And it's like,
Yeah.
you're wearing a blue shirt when you should have on a red shirt.
Yeah.
And when I questioned that, it's like, oh, my friend works at the other one. I go, so their job is, more important than yours. I'm like, how about this? You just need to go. You're done.
Wow.
I don't even know if I had the right to fire anyone as a team leader, but
But you knew
Yeah,
they
if they're
weren't
not
going to
gonna show
make a
up.
big deal about it.
and
Yeah.
he's got his girlfriend sleeping in the car, 90 degrees,
Oh my
outside.
God.
So it's like, yeah, you just got to go, bud.
Wow.
It's nothing personal, but you've been late every single day.
Yeah, it's just not good.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I was always early.
I sit out there for almost an hour just so I
Yeah.
don't wake my wife and kid up because
Yeah.
that's going to be worse. I'll sit outside for an hour.
Always early.
Are there still a lot of homeless people out there?
Oh, yeah.
Are there?
Yeah, there's one
Yeah,
guy
there was
that,
quite a few when I
like-
worked there.
like one comes in and he's showering in the bathroom and he's got his toothbrush, his deodorant,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Oh, it's the worst when they wash up in the bathroom.
They do make a mess. The water's
Yeah.
everywhere.
And there's like a ring around the sink. Ugh.
I mean, at least they're trying, right?
Yeah,
You never know.
yeah.
Maybe they have an interview that day or something, or they have something to go to. But yeah, it's always hard to.
We definitely
clean
do
up
not
after.
have any sort of, I don't even know what you want to call them, but nothing for homeless people around here.
Resources?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, they
we have
took
no
down
shelters.
They
We
took
have
down
no.
that tent city that was behind.
Oh God, behind Aldi and stuff like
Kohl's and
that.
all that.
Yeah.
They took that down finally. And they said that was like the
Jesus.
worst walking into that.
I could
boy.
imagine.
It's feces and
Ew. Because I've seen them in the city where it's like right when you get on the highway, there's kind of this wooded area in between the road and then like houses up on the hill. And it's just like a tent city over there. And it's,
try Lower Whacker Drive.
oh, no, I do not go on Lower Whacker Drive.
There's a lot. Especially during the
It'll
winter.
tell me to go
Yeah.
on Lower Whacker Drive. And I go, nope, we're going this way. And we go up.
Yeah. Usually I see once a year they have them move all their stuff, and there's a truck that's spraying the area down. So they leave them to let them live there and have their
Yeah.
own city. But then once a year or twice a year, I see them spraying down the concrete with like a power washer, and then they can move all their stuff back.
to get the poop off the wall.
Yeah.
Something, yeah.
I just saw under Vegas, they have those rainwater tunnels because, it's the desert. So when it does rain, it's like crazy floods.
Yes.
There's hundreds of people that live down there, and like
a lot of people go
none
to
of the
Vegas.
tourists know about that. But like, you do not want to go down there. You will not come back.
I remember
out.
visiting there. So a regular told me that a lot of people come to Vegas, lose all their money, and then just they can't leave. So that's why there's so many people there. I'm not sure if that's true or not.
Yeah,
that was a regular
I'm
telling
sure.
me.
I'm sure. Yeah.
When I lived there, it was suicide capital of the world, they called it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I could
So-
see that.
I worked for Service Master, and my boss was going to put me through the schooling for suicide cleanup.
Oh my
Wow.
He goes,
God.
I can see you like pulling an ear off the wall and like licking it or something.
Oh
I'm like,
God.
For
Yeah.
that much money? Yes, I would.
Oh my God. Service Master. I haven't heard that name in a long time. Are they still around?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Oh
That's
yeah, they
funny.
are. They drive around the yellow vans or
The yellow
yellow
vans.
trucks, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Mhm.
They actually
That's
got bigger
funny.
because they do not just the fire, the water damage, all that now. They do
Yeah.
a lot of different stuff now.
A lot of different cleanups. Mm-hmm.
Pulling an ear off the wall and licking it. And fart on it.
We'll lick it again.
They're like, what's that smell? Dead bodies everywhere.
Yeah. That's probably why he wanted me to go.
That's sick.
I was watching somebody on TV that said that they work, unfortunately, with dead bodies, and when they pass gas, sometimes it smells like dead bodies. Yeah, because they're
Ew.
smelling it.
Because it's recycling.
Yeah, it's recycling.
Ew.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe I should do that.
Ew. Sick.
Yeah. I was like, ugh. Well, this was fun. Thanks for coming on your day off to talk about work.
About farting.
Yeah.
It's not so bad.
I have been looking forward to this for a long time.
Yeah, it's been about, what, 3 months?
Yeah, we've been trying to
We've
plan
been
it.
talking about it.
I
Yep.
appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for visiting
Get
us.
some more stories off my chest.
We'll come visit you. Now that I know what cut to buy, I will come visit
Nice.
and I'll bother you. No.
Get some meat for the boys.
Well, everybody have a good Friday.
Happy Friday.
Yeah, we'll talk to you next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
This podcast is brought to you by Name Tag Productions, LLC. Entire podcast, unless otherwise stated, written by the hosts. Drums, written and performed by my son, Steven. The Clopen Effect, a retail podcast. If we have to be all in this together, we might as well make it fun.